Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to day 62 and 63 of dropshipping. Today is going to be a pretty big update overall. My last video, pretty much all I did was redid the advertorial for the product I was running and then new ads. And it did flop, and I am launching a completely new product right now with just normal static ads, for sales instead of an advertorial. And I think that's where I kind of fell off. I think I should be prospecting the market more with just product pages and like sales statics. I think overall it's a lot easier. You can test a lot quicker. And with the last product, I think my biggest downfall was it was a product focused for women, age 40 plus, and that demographic is very hard for me because when you're trying to write an advertorial that they'll understand, the language I would use isn't going to be the same language they would use. Like there's a lot of terms that I would understand but they wouldn't, so it's really hard understanding an audience that I don't fall into. And as my copywriting skills aren't that good overall, obviously I'm learning. I am learning. I have been reading Breakthrough Advertising, even though that's not a copywriting book, that is a direct response marketing book, so it does correlate, but it's not a one-to-one. They are still two different things. But yeah, just the metrics were really good, and there was buying intent, but the bounce rate still wasn't there. The bounce rate was still 70%. I'm not hooking enough people with my main headline. And then even on Microsoft Clarity, like looking at the heat map of how many people actually got down to the button to actually get to the sales page, it wasn't enough. Even though as far as my ads, like my metrics, $20 to $30 CPMs, but then again, it's a learn more ad that is quite standard, because when you're running advertorial, it's a little bit different. You're buying the click to the advertorial. You're not selling from the ad, you're just buying the click. So that's why the CPMs are so low, but overall the cost per click was pretty good. There was a little bit more buying intent. I got one sale, but completely unprofitable overall. So I had this idea. So the first product that I ran, if you scroll back down, I think it was like day 14, I hit like a $500-600 day. This new strategy, I didn't learn it anywhere. I kind of came up with it on my own. Basically, I'm gonna be running just standard static ads. If there is intent, I can switch it over to mini VSLs, which is a lot more of a explainer ad, and then the last part, it kind of gets down to the salesy part, and you can do that with all AI, and I'm gonna start there. And the reason I didn't run up that last product that I made almost, I think pretty close to 4K in sales overall, was because I couldn't make it profitable. My CPA was always pretty much on the edge of being break even. I had one great day with solid ROAS. The first day I launched my ads, I got like a $500 in sales and like a 6-7x ROAS, and then after that it was kind of just break even, a little bit of profit, not enough to scale. I don't know why one day it would give me 6x ROAS, but I'm not gonna just sit here thinking about it. I have to move on. But just looking back, I'm still thinking about going back to it, because the thing is, since I know the angle that got me sales that was close to break even, and it was going to a landing page or a product page, if I went back and made an advertorial using the angle in my ad scripts, I think I could make it profitable. That's not what I'm doing, but that's kind of the strategy. I'm prospecting the market with a product page, and that's going to be the landing, no advertorial, with actual sales ads, possibly some videos, mainly statics right now, just for speed. And then let's say we get sales where break even and there is buying intent, then I think after that we would double down with the advertorial, and then we would have our winning angle. And then I believe after that it would be profitable because advertorials do increase conversion rate. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Instead of starting with the advertorial is going to be the just kind of push the needle to actually switch from break even to profitable if there is good indicators with good metrics. You know, we have Microsoft Clarity now. We can see the heat map. We can see where people spend the most time. So it's just a lot of data that I'm trying to learn, a lot of different metrics to look at. It is a little bit overwhelming looking at, because even though I had good metrics on Facebook itself when I was running the advertorial, the metrics on Shopify and Microsoft Clarity were the absolute completely different. So that's where it gets kind of tricky. So that's where you kind of gotta watch a few videos and learn a few things and actually try to understand your metrics, because people often say, you know, look at your metrics on Facebook and double down on what works. Well, I had a $20 to $30 cost per mile and like a 50 cent cost per click. Most people would say scale that. Well, the thing is, I only got like 2 sales for this product and I spent like $250, and AOV was about like $65. So there's a bunch of different metrics that you can look at, and it's not just Meta alone, it's Shopify into that, and offer does have a lot to do with it. So I am learning a lot about that, but we are launching a new product. It's pretty much done. I'm launching my ads right now. Right behind is my computer screen, and I'm in the Meta ad library. I have 19 statics. I just have to do some more text variations, and then I'm going to click publish. Hopefully they don't get banned. They are a little bit more of a tricky, this new product. I picked a product that I would understand a little bit better, targeted towards men, and I am a guy, so I will understand everything at its core a little bit better. The language, I will understand it a little bit better, and like I said before, it's going just to a product page. We're not going to be doing any advertorials yet, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I have been reading a lot of breakthrough advertising, and I would highly recommend that book. It is very expensive though. I did check on Amazon. The most recent listing that actually looked real with the most sales, it was for $3.99. So thankfully I do have the ebook that is cracked. It does have some spelling errors, but most of it is the same. Just be careful if you do download it off of Google. A few of the first ones to pop up are like phishing or scam links. It's not going to actually download the actual book. It is a very hard book to find. I did spend a lot of time trying to find it. But at its core, I think I'm halfway through so far. The main gist of it is, I'm not going to be able to summarize it too well because I'm on my first read. This is definitely a book, one of those books that you definitely have to read 5 to 10 times to really fully understand it. But it's never the product, it's the mass desire, it's the market terminology. What do people already believe, and how can you shift their beliefs? And that's basically marketing at its core. You know, you have this big mass group of people, and they all have this one, they could potentially have this one desire, and then they could have these top 3 objections or beliefs, and you just have to take that and kind of shift their mindset over a little bit into the desire, and then you introduce your product that can do that desire. That's what I've taken away from it so far, but I worded that really poorly. There's a lot more. I could make an hour video on everything in that book so far. I am writing down a ton of keynotes about it because there's just a ton of sauce in this book, and I can tell. I don't know when this book was made, maybe the 70s or 80s. It is a very old book, and you do have to take some of the concepts and kind of just use your brain to kind of formulate them into new world concepts, because the book is very old, but at its core, it is still pretty much the same. A lot of people do say that this is the best marketing book ever written, so a lot of people say that. It does have great reviews. It is very expensive though. Eventually I will buy the actual book, but yeah, Breakthrough Advertising, very good book. But other than that, I really don't have much. You guys are on my tripod. I did get the tripod in. I also got the DJI microphone system, where it's kind of, you just clip it on pretty much. I thought it was pretty cool. I was trying to set it up right before I recorded this video, but I do have to look at the instructions. I think there's something that I have to set up with my phone with this, but I just couldn't get it to connect to my phone right off the bat. But probably next video I'll read the instructions, so hopefully the audio quality is better. And sorry for the background noise. I do have my AC running. It is very hot still, even though it's 2 a.m. pretty much. I'm about to go to sleep, just wrapping it up for today. But this new product, I am taking all my failures and just trying to get better overall, build up some sort of systems that I can replicate over time, because nothing, like I found slight success, but I'm still always at break even. Well, now after the past 4 or 5 product tests, I am definitely at a net loss, but that's part of it. You have to take all your failures, and instead of just doing the same thing, you have to improve every time. And I definitely am learning a lot more. Like with the advertorial, I never thought those metrics on Meta were even possible, and I proved myself wrong. In past videos, I know for a fact, I did say, people on Twitter were saying $20 to $30 CPMs on Meta, and I remember saying that's completely false. It doesn't happen in the supplement niche, but it did happen. I actually did it myself, so there definitely is still a lot to learn, and we are pushing forward every day. And I don't know why, in the past 24, 48 hours, I have gotten like a ton of comments. So I do thank you guys for all that. I think I did reply to all of them. Just a bunch of motivational comments, keep going, and we are gonna keep going. We're not gonna quit. Just everything is all good. Just sorry for the no video upload yesterday. It was my mom's birthday. Pretty much busy all day, and then went to sleep. Working third shift is not the easiest. I just stayed up all day after work. I didn't go to sleep. I had stuff to do. I had to cook dinner, go to a couple of bakeries. A lot of family came over. Then by like 8 o'clock, I was up for probably close to 24 hours at that point. So it was pretty much cooked. I did get a little bit of work done, and that's when the product test failed, and that's when I cut the last product. And then today I woke up, I'm like, all right, well, I can't get this product to work. I definitely could get it to work. It's just my copywriting skills aren't good enough yet. That's the whole reason why I'm dropping it. The whole reasoning behind it was pick a product that I can better understand with a market that's male dominated, that I could easily, way better understand to improve my copywriting skills better, because I think my copywriting will be easier because I'm a guy. I can, it will be a lot easier to market to guys because I am a guy, that's at its core, basically. in terms of copywriting, which is copywriting, to my understanding, would be an advertorial script, your main text on your ads. That's all copywriting pretty much. Marketing mixed with writing, copywriting. I could be wrong about that. That could be the wrong word, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So that's what I'm gonna go with overall. But thanks for all the support, guys. I'm gonna try to do an upload tomorrow. Hopefully these ads get approved. Like I said, they are kind of they're pushing the limit a little bit, but I do have some spend on this ad account. I think on a new ad account this would be Instaban, but it's nothing black hat or anything. It's just the visuals. I was like, what's the best hook? I'm like, all right. So yeah, if you check the meta ad library, yeah, no, just don't even check. Yeah, I got no clue what I was saying there. But yeah, thanks for all the support, guys. I really do appreciate it. It definitely does keep me going overall. I've never thought about quitting yet, and I don't think it's gonna reach my mind because I just don't see failure. It's not even like an option for me. I have this firm belief that if you keep on improving, I don't even think there's a possibility of failure. And I think that's for anything in life. Like if you can't, for a context, like if you're in the gym, the first day in the gym, if you've never been in the gym before, you're not going to be able to bench 225. And my first time benching, I could only bench like 95 pounds. Within 9 months, I was up to 220, 225 on the bench press. So if you just stay at something, you're gonna improve. It's a repetition. It's not a marathon, you know. So yeah, you just gotta stay consistent, stay learning, learn from your mistakes, and yeah, I'll see you guys. Peace out.